I want to talk about something very dear to me, very, very dear to me, very close to my heart. And that's this kind of mindset that exists in our culture, where it's where people see themselves as a victim. Now, I'm not gonna say there's. I've heard a lot of pastors and stuff who I guess probably mean well, like maybe, but kind of tearing people down for being a victim. Like, oh, somehow if you were raped, it was your fault. Somehow if this happened to you, it was your fault. And it's like, I don't really feel like that's biblical or godly, and I really don't feel like it's helping the situation either. So instead, I want to focus on addressing it, because here's the thing: if we continue to carry over that mindset when we've been wrong, that we're a victim, then it'll kill us. Because here's the thing: it teaches us to focus my attention on what I'm owed, rather than what can I achieve in life, what can I get, what can I accomplish. It's now where life and the world revolves around me and my hurt and my pain because I've been wronged. And I'm not trying to tear you down. Before you ignore what I'm saying, please hear me out. The thing is this mindset about being a victim, it's killing our joy in life, and it's killing our hope for a future, and it's killing our hope for tomorrow. And if we don't address it, we'll never move past it. I want to talk today about changing that mindset from being a victim to being a survivor. And I'll discuss what I mean in just a second. First off, crap happens and it sucks when it does. To deny that there's a problem is just stupid. Oh, well, rape isn't that bad. That's just stupid. Rape is terrible. You feel helpless. And the thing is there's nothing you can do about it because it happened. And especially when it's someone that you knew, because that trust is gone, and you start to question whether you can trust anybody. And it's something that, and I'm not just talking about rape here, I'm talking about crap happens in life. Crap happens, which brings me to my second point. Everyone has a reason to complain. Everyone. I'm not trying to downgrade whatever you've experienced. I'm just trying to talk about the big picture here. A lot of people have been raped. What's even worse is when there's no justice from the rape. Somebody does something, and what happens? Nothing. A couple years ago, there were a lot of boys who raped girls, and they got nothing. They kept living their life so that it wouldn't affect their future, even though they completely destroyed the future of a girl. Completely irrelevant. And you know what? Nobody even seemed to care. The judge didn't care. The boys didn't care. So all these victims are left as intrusions into the life of somebody else when they were the ones who were wronged. Then there's the thing of economic status. Well, I was born into a poor family. My father worked his butt off, and we were always poor. Or maybe he didn't work his butt off. I don't know, whatever. Or I'm poor, and I can't seem to get out of this. I can't seem to, it seems like no matter what I'm doing, I'm going to be poor. Maybe you were mistreated or abused. Maybe you were just screwed over a lot of times. I'm not going to lie. That some people just seem to get all bad cards in their life. And I don't have an answer for that. What I do have an answer is changing the mindset that develops. Okay, first off, and please hear what I'm saying, if you don't contribute to the solution, you are part of the problem. And I'm not talking about in the case of rape, because it's happened. But I'm talking about when life happens, we can either face it and deal with it, or we can ignore it. But you can't do both. For instance, okay, so women are raped, being taken advantage of, and the men are getting off scot-free. What can I do about that? How can I help the solution? Okay, so I am poor, and I'm also not working. Well, sometimes the easiest solution is one of the best. Get out there and work. You might never be a billionaire. Okay, all right. But you'll have enough for rent. You'll have enough for food. Stop wasting your money on stupid crap, and take control of what you can. Just because you can't control the whole picture doesn't mean you can't take control of what is your responsibility. Especially if you're a father. Get off your butt, stop playing video games, and go do what you can. Well, I am doing what I can. Sometimes crap happens, once again, and that's what I want to keep referring to. There's no easy solution to these problems, okay? There's no thing that I can say that just makes it all okay. But if you are capable of contributing to the solution, then do contribute to the solution. Well, women Women aren't treated equally in the workforce. Okay. Start a business and do something to fix it. Vote. Your vote matters. Your vote helps contribute to these things. Run for office. Why don't you run for office? Do something where you can. Do something where you can. Are you a musician? Write music about it. Are you a movie maker? Make a movie. Do you write books? Write a book about it. Do something actively. Don't just say, okay, this is what life has given me and that's good enough. This bad thing has happened and I'm just going to accept it. Don't be that person. Because yes, I will admit crap does happen, but that doesn't mean you just have to take it. That doesn't mean that you have to just sit on your butt and say, okay, alright, I'm screwed. Do something about it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Stop seeing yourself as a victim. Don't even use that word. You are not a victim. Say this, I am a survivor. Have you been raped? You're a survivor. You are a survivor. Has all this bad stuff happened? You are a survivor. Stop using the word victim. Because victim says, I'm owed something. Survivor says, I made it. I made it. And that is a world of difference between saying, what can you give me? And no, I made it. I made it. I've got focus. I've got purpose. I'm not giving up. I made it. I'm a survivor. This thing sought to destroy me, and I'm holding on and I'm not giving up. I'm a survivor. Change that. Never, ever, ever use the word victim. I understand life happens. I understand crap happens. It doesn't matter. Change that word. People don't owe you anything. You owe it to yourself to pick yourself back up. Don't just lie on the ground and wallow. I teach my kids this because I saw someone else teach their kids this. If you're going to cry, do it standing up. And it's not because of pride, it's because of this. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be crushed. It's okay to be broken. But don't lie on the ground and cry about it. You get up and you do what you can. Were you raped? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But what can you do to move forward? Because if you don't move forward, it'll destroy you. It'll kill you. You gotta move forward. Always move forward. Life happens, but move forward. See yourself as more of a warrior than a victim. You can make it. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. It won't be forever. Whatever you're feeling, I know. It hurts. I know life sucks. Get a counseling. Do whatever you gotta do, but don't give up. Whatever's going on will not be forever. The problem won't be forever. Your feelings might never go away, but you'll be able to manage them. Okay? Don't give up. And I also want to say this. Little things do matter. Little things do matter a lot. You may say, oh, I can't do anything big, so that means I can't do anything. Okay, you can't do anything big, but you can still do something. You can always do something to help the problem. Oh, well, there's these kids in orphanages, and there's these kids in foster care. So what can you do? How can you help parents to raise their kids? How can you help the kids who've been abandoned? How can you help the kids in foster care? What can you do even to impact one single life? Because that one single life may go on to impact another single life. It's a process, but it might do something. You can't say, oh, because I can't do anything, that means I can't. Because I can't do something big, that means I can't do anything. Even if you do the smallest of things, that is still something. And you never know the return on even the smallest of things. Refusing to move on a bus probably seemed like a very small thing. Yet, it had phenomenal impacts for civil rights. A very simple thing like refusing to move from your seat. And that's what I'm talking about. Little things. Little things matter. Just because you can't do something big doesn't mean you can't do anything. Also, I really want to throw this out there. Whatever Satan intended to destroy you, Satan roams about like a lion, he's looking to destroy you. He wants to devour you. He wants you to fail at everything. But whatever he brings by, God can always use it. God can always use it for your good and for his glory. If you let him. But if you hold on to it, it will destroy you. Take responsibility for what was your fault. Obviously, this doesn't apply to every situation. But okay, for the example of the economic status, sometimes, yes, life just does suck. I I admit that. But there are some times when we kind of try and make it everybody else's fault. Oh, I can't work because of this. I can't do this because of this. Well, can you though? And that's kind of what my point is here. Not to put the blame on the victim. That's not on the survivor. That's not what I'm talking about at all. But there's still that element of what if something is your fault? Take responsibility for that. Like when people get divorces, what they do is they put all the blame on the other person. Okay, maybe that was their fault. Maybe that was their fault. Okay, but what was your fault? What can you learn and grow from it? So take responsibility for what was your fault so that you can move on. Because if you keep doing the same stupid thing over and over again, you're never going to move on. You're going to keep making the same mistake. Don't live in the anger. Don't live in the bitterness. Don't live in the hurt. I understand that happened to you. Leave it in the past where it belongs. Because our past doesn't have to define us if we don't let it define us. There comes a point when you have to say, I am letting go of this. There's nothing I can do to change it. I'm letting go. Earlier this year, my third child died. And I felt very helpless because there's nothing that I could do about it. But at the end of the day, he is still dead, and there is nothing that I can do about it. I don't have to like it, but I have to let it go. Because it will destroy me if I don't. I'll start saying, God, why didn't you save him? Or maybe it was the doctor's fault, or maybe it was my wife's fault, or maybe it was my fault, or see what I mean? You have to let it go. You have to let it go. Because you can't do anything to fix it. There's more in life than this problem. There's more in life than what you're going through. There's more in life, but you'll never know if you give up. So you're not a victim. You're a survivor.